One day, trolls told Daniel that he had a job interview at a Buffalo...
Is he in jail now? I think I've seen like some titles insinuating that, but I haven't taken the time to look. I didn't want to see the ending. If I've avoided
Upon
it.
entering the store, he asked for the manager, who told him that he had to leave. I assume because he knew who he was. All of this, along with the messages of the trolls, got Daniel so worked up that he would have this meltdown, frothing at the mouth, making terrible threats against people, government officials, and buildings. This stuff was so specific and filled with hate that a lot of it I can't even include. But here is what I can show you.
Kill you! Kill you! Kill
you! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Kind of scaring me, man.
Kill.
I am afraid. This man is glitching out. Kill. Yeah, this is not good. This is not good. I hope this ends with him going to jail. Imagine getting redacted.
In my opinion, this is the last nail in the coffin that the feds needed. This video alone could have gotten him some time, but with the case that they've been building, it's almost open and shut. And days later, Daniel Larson would be taken into custody, where as of the recording of this video, he still remains. Daniel was charged with making a series of threats against buildings and people. They date back as far as 2023, and his claimed targets vary from non-profit organizations to the White House itself, all of which can be backed up with video proof. Daniel's public defender tried to claim that he was being held unjustly, as Daniel has not been set a bond due to him being claimed a flight risk, and as of this moment, he is still being held without bond. He is also facing up to 60 years in prison, currently fighting a case against people with over a 95% conviction rate. And it's not just Daniel who is facing the consequences for all of these things. The people investigating Daniel's case have also been in contact with a number of his managers, particularly the most recent head manager, Clark, who has posed as Grace numerous times to get Daniel to do things. This is why I believe in the past, the feds were asking about Grace. They wanted to know who was directing Daniel and telling him to do these things. It is unknown what consequences await Daniel's managers, just that they are on the radar, and this has caused a good number of them to cut ties with Daniel. The only people still communicating with Daniel in prison seem to be Clark and the real Bob, who has decided to let Daniel back into his life now that he is behind bars. Clark would record a series of phone calls that he had with Daniel from jail, and as of the recording of this video, this is the last known footage we have of Daniel. These calls include Clark trying to explain himself, as well as get Daniel to apologize, but their main point is to drive home the fact that everything over the course of these past 5 years has been fake, that there is no Grace, no music career, nothing is real.
What the hell?
It's fake, man. I mean, I'm not Clark, I'm not a lawyer, I don't work for Interscope. Grace doesn't even know if she knows who you are, she thinks you're a weirdo, and yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, and I get some circumstances, but at the same time, you really are a menace to the streets of Colorado. I'm a 20-year-old kid from St. Louis in community college, and I know literally nothing. So.
I agree, and I will take the blame, but I want to fix everything. You know, we all make mistakes, and, you know, we all make mistakes, and it's how we move forward, right? And it's how we make progress, right? And, you know, I agree.
I mean,
and I do have to say that I do kind of know what Michael Consider is going to ask tomorrow, but I don't know if they're going to approve it this time or the next court date. But I do know that we're making progress in the right direction.
On Reddit.
You know, what I want is I want an apology to the entire fan base, and not only the fan base, but I want, you know, an apology going out about leading the phone call, stuff like that, really everything at this point. You know, I mean, if we go into detail, it's going to be way too much right now.
True.
You know what I mean? And we're on a timed phone call with, you know, money going through. I'm to a point to where, like, I want to try to fix this with everything, and I want the real truth to be heard.
Hi YouTube. Dude, today we are freaking reacting to another video. This is the Daniel Larson story by our boy Kiwi Tapes. Shouts out. I've reacted to one of their videos in the freaking past, but dude, I've never taken a look at Daniel Larson. I've seen some of his clips. I forget. Goodbye, Loomis. He hates when I talk to the camera and use the camera talking voice. He don't get it. But dude, I've seen a few clips of Daniel Larson, but I think they're usually accompanied by like a caption or a recommendation to not search out more information if you don't have to. A warning, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know. I usually have mixed feelings on freaking characters like this, like lol cows, I guess you would call them, but freaking people who like clearly need some sort of medical care that they're not getting, but also like making the decisions that they're making of their own accord, so you can't really do anything. But I don't freaking, it's just kind of sad, you know. I empathize a little bit, you know, as a crazy person myself, but I am medicated. So either way, let's freaking see what the Daniel Larson story looking like.
In May 2024, homeless TikTok star Daniel Larson...
Dude, I said it was 2023 in a video the other day, and nobody corrected me, I'm just saying. And I didn't correct myself either, and what the hell is wrong with me? I need to touch grass. Can you guys touch that like button? Just to make sure you're still in touch with reality, you know, just between two entities.
In May 2024, homeless TikTok star Daniel Larson was arrested. In the prior...
What a crazy timeline we're in.
months, Daniel had made increasingly disturbing threats against various government officials.
Oh no, you can't do that. FBI, open up! Not to be that guy, but what's the whitest kids you know video where they threaten government officials?
Hi, I'm Trevor Moore. Did you know that it's illegal to say I want to kill the President of the United States of America? It's illegal. It's a federal offense. It's one of the only sentences that you're not allowed to say.
I have heard this, is all that I'm saying.
To say I want to kill the President of the United States of America.
He's fucking around, obviously.
I'm just letting you know that it's legal to say that.
Just don't take this out of context.
Letting you know so that you don't accidentally go out and say something like that.
It happens more likely than you think. Dude, freaking, do you guys remember Fuse TV? I mean, it might still exist. I don't freaking know. It was like MTV, but cooler. But that's a whole rabbit hole that I don't need to go down right now because we're going down this one.
Now facing a maximum of 60 years in prison.
That's almost all of them.
It is safe to say that his story has come to a close, at least for now, as the evidence is nearly irrefutable. For years now, Daniel Larson has been terrorizing the United States, costing...
What? Is that true?
Businesses tens of thousands of dollars, attacked numerous people, and many other things much, much darker. So today, in chronological order, we're going to go over most of the major instances that led up to this moment. The trolling, the lies, the delusions. This is the decay of Daniel Larson. Daniel was born
Goddamn, I'm in. Oh my god. Well, how old is he here? He's but a Boy Scout or something.
15th, 1998.
At the Scholastic Book Fair? I haven't been happy since then. TBH on God. Fucking Threads core ass quote I saw the other day.
Parents Elizabeth and Travis Larson. Daniel's grandmother would go on to describe his early living situation as full of neglect. The same grandmother would move cross-country
to Isn't that like your fault? Yeah, I've been neglecting you, and I'm aware. That's unfortunate. Very toxic. I'm also just making this shit up, but...
live with Daniel.
What the hell, man?
He had turned
fix
11.
it. There's
she
still
would also
time to
help
fix
enroll
it.
Daniel in a place called the Tennyson Center. The Tennyson Center offers various services to children who have been abused.
You're the only 10 I see, son. I love you, son. Thanks, Dad. I'm happy about that, Dad. Our relationship gives me happiness, Dad, and fulfillment and joy.
Or suffer from
whatever you should get
conditions.
from a father. Don't make it weird.
Daniel, who had suffered from both, would live at the center
I think
for
hitting the button on the soundboard made it weird. I'm only making it
over a year while his grandma finalized her move from California to Colorado.
Wait, why'd she get twice removed? For doing crimes? I'll stop stopping
Daniel's
it now.
progress at the center was considered so promising that at the end of his stay, the news came out and covered the center, predominantly featuring him in their segment. These are some of the first known recorded clips of Daniel Larson.
The Tennyson Center for Children has become one of the Rocky Mountain region's leading treatment centers for emotionally and crisis-affected children, particularly those suffering from abuse and neglect.
Crisis-affected?
Good boy.
When I first came here, I actually was really nervous.
That's 14-year-old Danny, who came from an extremely neglectful home.
When he came to Tennyson almost 3 years ago, he was very angry and confused and feeling very uncertain about his life and where he belonged and what was going to happen.
We've all been there.
When I'm in school, to do school and don't never quit, because if you quit, you won't know what to do. And
facts on facts.
If someone's trying to get you upset, don't let them make you feel bad about yourself. Make your just be good and make yourself feel happy.
He likes himself now. He feels good about himself. I'm not saying he's a finished job. He's got more work to do, but he's a much different child than he was when he first came here.
Daniel's grandmother was also featured in this segment. Though little is known about her, she played a massive role in Daniel's early development, moving halfway across the country to prevent Daniel from falling into the hands of the foster care system. And Daniel was very close with his grandmother. One of their favorite pastimes
I'm sorry
was
for sarcastically, unknowingly talking down on you, Grandma. She didn't neglect nobody.
American
I
Idol,
was
where Daniel would
uninformed.
first lay eyes on singer-songwriter Grace Vanderwall. Daniel became increasingly
Don't you step back from that Wonderwall?
infatuated by Grace, which was only further deepened by his grandmother's comment of him maybe being able to date her someday when he was as big of a songwriter as she was. Was that sentence directly responsible for years?
Have we gotten there yet? Have we made a banger, Danny?
Years of harassment? We'll never know. But what we do know is that Grace was a mere child at the time she appeared on American Idol, and that with time, this obsession
she
would
was on
only
American
get worse.
Idol?
But for now, Daniel would spend his days
Never really watched that shit, except for if they had, like, one of their viral freaks, like the pants on the ground guy. I don't know why. This is, like, literally the only thing I remember from the show.
Your name is Larry Platt?
My name is General Larry Platt, yes.
General Larry Platt.
you're General, okay.
Not that it's not memorable, it is.
Pants on the ground. Pants on the ground.
Okay, what's it about?
Need to put my pants up.
All right.
Okay.
Can I sing?
This was like when sagging your pants was like a really new thing to moms across America. At least it felt like it was being referenced in pop culture. Never had we seen people wear pants like this, and I don't know if that's
pants
even.
on the ground, looking like a fool with your pants on the ground, with the gold in your mouth, hat turned sideways, pants hit the ground, call yourself a cool cat, looking like a fool, walking downtown with your pants on the ground. Get it up. Hey, get your pants on.
This was immeasurably more stupid than I could have ever imagined. Okay, sorry.
hanging out with his grandmother and his mentor, Bob. I previously neglected to mention Bob, so I will now. Bob Proctor is a man who met Daniel while he was volunteering at the Tennyson Center. Bob and Daniel hit it off and have maintained a friendship ever since. Things were better than they had ever been for young Danny. He had friends, family, and a loving home. That is until 2019, when Daniel's grandmother would sadly pass away and things would change drastically for him. After her passing, Daniel had to move into a group home, and seeing the rising popularity of the app TikTok, decided to join. His first few videos were merely of him going down a slide, looking at some fireworks, but in 2020 things really began to ramp up as people noticed his eccentric personality. The first two things that Daniel did to gain notoriety in 2020 were extremely innocent compared to what was to come. Daniel had become known for running his own presidential campaign, calling himself the president, causing everyone to refer to him as Mr. President. Daniel would also create a video called Jumping Jacks for Black Lives Matter. After being trolled into believing that the civil unrest around the nation was because of him, he would create one of his infamous jumping jack videos.
This is for George Floyd. Rest in peace.
I have never seen this.
Black Lives Matter.
Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
Why would you say something so bold yet so stupid?
Daniel's camera would look like a mirror in the bathroom, and people would go crazy for it. Needless to say, videos like the Jumping Jacks one would increase the population of trolls that had eyes on him. One of these more notable individuals
was
be called Flexburger. Flexburger would pose as a music executive and is considered to be Daniel Larson's first quote-unquote manager, an individual who seems to have influence over Larson due to his
run a business with a name like Flexburger. Not to crush your dreams, son, but come on. Just get a new name. I know that's my job on account of I'm your father, but I fucked
in
up.
the music business.
I dropped
and
the
due
ball
to Daniel
there, and I'm
having
letting you know.
dreams of being a famous singer-songwriter, these people have great sway over him. There
They
have
have
been
great
many managers.
swag over him.
There's some much worse than others. Flex is considered to be on the better end. But he wasn't the only one actively messing with Daniel, because Mr. Larson simply could not help but doxing himself. After revealing the location of his group home to the world, he began to receive pizzas at his house. At first, Daniel liked it because they were paid for. When his caretakers asked how these pizzas arrived, he said because he was TikTok famous, and his fans wanted to do something nice for him. Well, eventually people stopped paying for the pizzas, and Daniel grew increasingly more angry, as eventually almost every pizza shop in the area would no longer deliver to that location. But none of this hampered Larson's ongoing quote-unquote presidential race, which he and his trolls were taking quite seriously, posting various Discord calls where they would have Larson discuss policy if he was elected. Daniel would make a number of concerning comments as to what he would do if he was the president, most concerning of which would be his talk of lowering the age of consent.
Okay. Why is that your first thought, Mr. President, sir? I don't understand. What the You cannot run for office. I'm sorry. That's an instant disqualification. We can still be buddies, maybe. Well, not you and me, but...
This comment, Flexburger began to dig deeper into what Larson had been doing online, and would uncover a bombshell so disturbing that the reputation of Daniel Larson would be changed forever.
Just went from 0 to under 18 real quick.
This
Goddamn.
account was leaked on November 20th. The account was leaked by Flexburger and Associates and contained numerous horrifying images, most of which pertaining to minors. Many pictures of Grace were also included.
I was hoping
in this
like
Pinterest.
Jason Voorhees or something.
The names of the Pinterest boards were equally as disturbing as they showed the intent behind these pictures, separating photos by age and preference. Daniel Larson never denied using these Pinterest.
I mean, I guess I don't know what else that website is used for, but come on, dude. Pinterest!
Only that he used them a very long time ago. Later that day, the Pinterest account was deleted. While many at the time speculated that this was a troll, Daniel's actions in the future would go on to further disprove that. Days after the Pinterest was leaked, Daniel began deleting a number of posts pertaining to Grace on his TikTok account and to turn off his comments section. After all of this, Daniel would accuse his management of fabricating this Pinterest account, even though he had previously admitted that he had used it, even though it was a very long time ago. Despite the pizza deliveries and jumping jacks, things would be all quiet until one of the most infamous instances in Daniel Larson history. It is known as the May 6th incident, and you'll notice that a lot of the big instances in Daniel Larson history will simply be a date. That is because Daniel Larson has had so many freakouts that it has become difficult to discern one from the other. The May 6th incident still stands out as one of the most traumatic moments in Larson history, especially to those who actually viewed the live stream that day. May 6th would start off relatively innocent, with Daniel Larson declaring war on Flexburger for the Pinterest leaks. It would be one of the first utterings of the infamous phrase, "We are going on lockdown."
Because of what Flexburger posted, we are going on lockdown.
These hoes ain't loyal. My manager has done me in, and now we're going on lockdown, boys. What does that mean? I'm just trying to contextualize it in my mind.
We're going on lockdown. Stay tuned for what happens next.
All right, I'm tuned in.
Flexburger on YouTube and TikTok, you are a fucking bitch.
I'm tuned up. He's a hoe.
We are calling the Denver police
and your mom's a hoe.
And reporting you.
Please do not misconstrue that this is why May 6th is so infamous.
Nothing I haven't said in a Rocket League match so far. I'm gonna be honest, dude. I'm not perfect.
Because it is what would happen after that TikTok that would burn its way into the minds of so many. Daniel would start a TikTok live and let it roll for a couple of minutes, accumulating people.
Let it roll.
Daniel appeared to be very nervous, and when around 500 people showed up, he exposed himself to all of them.
Why? No, that would make me so much more nervous. What the dude?
This would lead to a prompt deletion of his TikTok account. Daniel claimed that management had told him he was auditioning for an adult film, and that this was one way he could really jumpstart his career. Instances like this, as well
I mean, he is like schizophrenic, I believe. I don't think we've gotten to that part of the lore, but I mean, it's pretty clear that he's delusional, so I do... As ridiculous as it sounds, I mean, I see how this could happen. Maybe shouldn't be allowed on the internet, but I mean, I don't know.
Become more common
I don't know how
as
that
time rolled on.
is treated.
But
I'm not a doctor, and I've never...
major instance in Larson history until over a year later. Larson was still living in the same group home, which we will just refer to as the first group home. He was still getting trolled, still receiving pizzas, and still saying horrible things on his new TikTok at the behest of management. But on June 15th, 2021, a troll finally said something that got Daniel to lose it. Various trolls had been posing for months as Grace Vanderwall, convincing Daniel that she was interested in a relationship. Daniel had been told that not only Grace was interested in him, but also her management team was interested in signing him, that he would directly work with the Vanderwall team, and things would finally be changing in his life. They were also telling Daniel all the time that Grace was going to get...
That's kind of the problem I have with, like, the Chris Chan stuff. It really... I don't know if there's a way that you can look at it to where it doesn't stem to some sort of, like, fucked up online torture of some sick person. No? I mean, like, eventually they spin out of control and do something irredeemable so we can feel sort of distanced from the... Well, that guy's crazy, but he took it too far. I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say. Eventually they will cross a line to where it's like, oh, okay, fuck this person. I can feel good about looking at the travesty that is their life. But, it starts out kind of innocent and the internet sort of pushes them there, so it's kind of, I don't know. It feels a little gross. Or a lot gross, or I don't know.
Hurt. Threatening
I feel gross. I feel like I can't enjoy it, I guess is what I'm saying.
One day, it was too much for him
but I'll try.
Being threatened and told that Grace had suffered from a heart attack. Daniel would make a series of videos on a platform called Likey, where Daniel would start out calmly
I have never heard of that. What the fuck?
Asking for the Vanderwall team to contact him. But as the videos rolled on, he would get increasingly more agitated and upset.
This message goes out to the Vanderwall family.
For why?
Please pray for the Vanderwall family.
Why are you pissing him off for?
In critical condition.
Hello, this is Daniel Larson. Please let me know if there's anything I could do to help. Please ask the Vanderwall team what I need to do to help, and also to rank up in the company. Hey, Josh and Jay, please contact JP now. We have an emergency. Guys, check out my YouTube now, and please comment. Check out my YouTube now, and please comment. If I get the response, I will take it all down. This is my only source right now. Do it now, or I admit. This is Daniel.
Yeah, even already, like, he hasn't done anything necessarily wrong, but he doesn't seem like he should have free access to the internet. Someone should probably be helping him, like, access his profiles and then be like, all right, let's get off the computer, buddy. I don't know. I really don't know how you handle a situation like this, but I imagine it's some sort of assisted living or something. But yeah.
JP threatened to kill me to do all this. Please let me back on the team now, or I could.
Oh no.
I can't take it. I can't take this. I can't take this.
Bro, you gotta look at this funny Tyler the Creator tweet I saw. Trust me, it's funny. It's not real, guys. We're just gonna look away.
Gosh, Dave, Vanderwall family, please, I hope you're seeing this right now, please. I can't take this much longer. I'm about to commit.
Don't do that. Don't commit anything. Don't commit
Guys,
to anything.
Message me now on YouTube. Now. Now. I'm starting to get angry.
He's pissed.
My JP is currently in big trouble because he forced me to do this. He threatened to fucking murder me. Now, guys, it's an emergency. Now, guys. I am trying everything I can. Please message me on YouTube. I need to know what's going on. It's my only source of communication. I'm trying to get the message across.
I can't help you. I really don't know what's going on.
Threatened to kill me. I had to. What do I do to kill me? I demand being on the Vanderwall team. I demand. I repent. I repent. I repent. I repent. Look at my last YouTube video, guys, now.
Does he think that he, like, works for this singer or something that he likes? I don't really know. Okay, more freaking out. I'm just gonna skip ahead here.
This in the years to come as we see more videos.
Wait, hold on. Let me go back a sec.
On their way. I will give updates shortly.
Daniel would threaten self-deletion multiple times before the video would end. As you view more of Daniel, you'll realize that this is a very common tactic he uses to try to manipulate people. He has stated that both this and the hitting of himself are behaviors that are learned from his mentor Bob Proctor. There would be more proof of this in the years to come as we see more videoed interactions of Bob and Daniel. Daniel would eventually be told that Grace was no longer in critical condition and that she had pulled through from her car accident, all of which was fabricated by the trolls. They would do this all the time, saying that Grace got hurt almost every other week. One of the more notable instances of this occurring was when trolls told Daniel that Grace was in critical condition again, eventually saying that she had died. For unknown reasons, this would cause Daniel to say that he had previously sent Grace illicit photographs in the past, horrifying everyone who knew that Grace at this time was a minor.
You didn't have to say that, man. You didn't have to tell us that.
Vanderwall obsession had taken full root. I personally believe that a vast majority of the problems Daniel has gotten himself into is at the behest of fake Graces. Please don't get me wrong. I believe that Daniel Larson is extremely dangerous to society as a whole and capable of some truly terrifying
That's probably
things,
true.
only limited by his lack of resources. What I'm trying to say is that Daniel will put himself in very compromising situations for the faint hope that he will finally meet Grace. I also personally believe that Daniel's obsession with becoming a singer-songwriter stems with him wanting to have a relationship with her. Daniel would even go as far as to produce music of his own, which I'm sure many of you have heard. On July 15th, 2021...
Was there any bangers? I haven't heard them, so I imagine not,
he would release his first public song, Roaring Thunder. Created with studio time funded by Bob and heavy auto-tune, the song isn't half bad. Championed by Larsonians as one of his greatest works. On the same day that Roaring Thunder was released, Daniel Larson was sent to the hospital for an altercation with his caretaker Jonas. Daniel has had many altercations with this caretaker, because a couple weeks later they would have another altercation which Daniel would capture on film, booting up the camera after he claims Jonas hit him, threatening Jonas and making the other residents feel extremely uncomfortable.
Oh, yes.
No! What? Get off me! Get off me! If you try to hit me one more time, bitch!
Jesus Christ. This is hard to watch, honestly.
I have it all on recording!
But it's like nothing's even happening. He's just freaking out, right? Which is sad.
On the floor! I'm doing nothing to you! I'm doing nothing to you! You tried to hit me! I just did
At least out of
self-defense.
context. Maybe I'm just being manipulated.
I'm on the floor. I didn't do anything. I just did self-defense. I even have it on film with you trying to. Like I don't even know anymore. I'm afraid of you. Like I didn't do anything to you. You just tried to grab me. Like why did you raise your fist? I was just trying to get outside.
I don't believe you.
Like why did you try to grab me? Why did you try to hit me? Call Ian. Tell Ian to call me. Tell Ian to call me. Well, why did you try to grab me?
I don't know who he's talking about.
Why did you try to grab me? Why did you try to grab? Stop! Stop! Stop coming near me!
This video is a perfect example of Daniel's idea that he can do no wrong. I have never once seen Daniel seriously own up to something that he has done wrong. He will always blame it on others, even blaming the actions that he has done on the way that people have treated him. What I believe to be one of the most disastrous traits of his personality. The trolls had strengthened their grip on Daniel's psyche, convincing him of August of 2021 to travel to California for what is known as the first California arc. Daniel was told that he was going there for music. His management had set everything up for him. All he had to do was get on a bus. After arriving in California, he claimed that he was homeless, which at this point in time he actually wasn't. He was staying at a hotel widely speculated to be paid for by Bob, using homelessness as an excuse to drum up more donations. 10 days later, Daniel would return to Colorado, ending the first California arc rather uneventfully. But it proved the lengths that Daniel was willing to go for his music and relationship with Grace. Upon his return from California, Daniel really began to spiral. He would get drunk on his TikToks often, threaten various celebrities,
That's not good.
JoJo Siwa being the one.
If you're mentally ill, drinking is not the move. Probably.
One that got the brunt of it, and of course begin to say the N-word, which Daniel has become infamous these days for saying.
What?
It was this kind of behavior that caused an even further divide between Daniel and his caretakers, specifically Jonas, who had been assaulted by Daniel in the past, and insulted very frequently. All of this would culminate in the infamous mac and cheese incident, where
Whoa.
Daniel would request something to eat and receive a bowl of mac and cheese made by Jonas. Daniel would take one bite of the mac and cheese and declare that it was poisonous, investigating as to how Jonas had tampered with it.
I'm going to now ask my care provider if I could get macaroni and cheese, if that's all we have in this house. This tastes like cow piss.
Whoa, that looks fucking weird. Dude, there was an infamous mac and cheese incident of my own. Well, it wasn't my own, it was like my sister and my grandpa was trying to fix her some mac and cheese, as a good grandfather does, but he didn't know how to make it, and he was trying to make it in a toaster oven, and it looked probably about like this.
Cow piss.
I don't know how to make mac and cheese either. I don't like it. I mean, I like it in theory because I like the sum of its parts, but
I know why this tastes
get
different.
some fettuccine alfredo or some more jazzed up version of the same
something
thing.
in it that's like sour as well. And if you look, it's got like little things in it. I don't
turn the light
know
on.
what it is.
Is it
I've
cheese
never
or
seen
mac?
that. Well, that makes a lot of sense. We don't have the fucking milk, so the asshole care provider didn't do the fucking milk.
Oh.
The only thing they could have done was water, but that's not the taste. But whatever. Like,
I haven't heard him say the N-word, so that's good. But that's a very low bar we've set.
I'm going to be straight up serious. Why does the mac and cheese taste a lot like ranch, but with like a tangy taste? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Ugh.
Like honey mustard.
Ew.
The mac and cheese tastes more of like honey mustard, which is really weird. And if you look, bingo. I want to see how much honey mustard they actually used. Most of it. You see actually a little bit of a line how
Most
much
of
has
it.
actually been used. And you can't hear anything when you shake it.
I mean, that sounds really gross.
It's been sitting here for like about an hour now, and I've never thought that I would be this angry. But guess what? It's starting to affect my family and my girlfriend, and I'm not going to put up with this.
During his time in this group
Fair
home,
enough.
Daniel had a slew.
I made it sound like this one meal was affecting his family the way he said it, which is funny sounding. My brain is small. I'm eating a Pop-Tart.
Of new managers, from ones that would try to get him to peddle their products to ones that would actually try to help Daniel and realize that it was a lost cause. There were a lot of new people interacting with Daniel, and so many TikToks would be made in this time that are now lost. So nothing of note really happened until April 2022, a couple of months after the mac and cheese incident. Daniel growing increasingly unsatisfied with the care of Jonas and the group.
Just sounds so ridiculous. Is it BM or AM? After mac and cheese?
home would decide to leave, starting the very first homeless arc. After voluntarily leaving Jonas's care, he would hit the mean streets of Colorado. And it took him a while to figure out the ways of being homeless. This resulted in numerous altercations, most notable of which being the infamous porch charging incident. Daniel had wandered onto some guy's porch to charge his phone. Well, said guy returned home after whatever he was doing and asked Daniel to leave. Daniel claimed that he felt threatened and booted up the video camera just so nothing would happen.
He's kind of a Karen, huh? He feels threatened pretty easily. Which is fair, because he's, you know, vulnerable, I suppose.
Captures the homeowner feeling like he's in an episode of The Twilight Zone. Daniel has come onto his porch acting like he owns the place, and that the homeowner has absolutely no right to kick him out.
Get the fuck out, I'm telling you. Did you fucking hear what I said? Get the fuck out of here. I have a trespasser sitting on my porch who doesn't want to leave. No. I don't know. That's what I said. Yeah. Wearing like a jogging outfit. Red stripe, black pants with a red stripe. Sweatshirt with a backpack. Looks like a homeless person. Needs to get off my property. I don't know. If they do, they better show it right now. Okay. If I ever see you on this fucking property again, there's gonna be consequences. Do you understand me? You don't come over here charging your phone and using my electricity. Who the fuck are you?
I mean, he's in the wrong. I'd be pissed too. Come outside and you see this motherfucker. I sound empathetic in this video because I'm trying to be, and I can't help it also. But I would have to unload the clip on this guy. We're in Florida. I'm standing my ground. I'm just kidding.
Are you gonna wait?
It's so fucking annoying too, because you don't want to leave him there. And he's just saying nothing.
What?
I don't know what you're gonna do. I don't know if you're gonna...
I'm asking you a fucking question. You better get the fuck off of here. Get the fuck out of here before I fucking move you out of here.
If you take one step
closer... Get the fuck off my property!
If you take one step closer...
If you take one step closer... They're coming for you, stupid fuck. Don't you understand? Why are you fucking here?
If you put one hand on me...
What the hell? Really? It's gonna be like that?
You're threatening me, and I don't know if you...
I didn't even catch what he said at first, holy shit.
You're going to put hands on me?
Oh my god, stop it.
If you're gonna put hands on me...
You better get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. They're coming for you, bud. Whatever the fuck you are, get the fuck out of here. Why are you here? Get the fuck out of here.
No, because I'm afraid...
What do you mean no?
I'm afraid
if you start walking, I'm gonna give you the opportunity to start walking. Don't do it, bud. Don't do it.
If you're gonna put hands on me...
Get the fuck out of here.
Despite his homelessness, Daniel was keeping very active, as he was also spotted finishing second from last in the Denver Colfax Marathon. He was also visiting various protests. On June 24th, 2022, a Roe v. Wade protest was being held. Daniel, who was wandering the streets homeless, came into the venue and decided he was going to speak on the microphone in front of a crowd of people. He would go on to reference his grandmother's death, his attempted career in adult entertainment, and eventually has to be kicked off the stage. Here are some of the event's best moments.
I never used to be able to come out in crowds like this and be able to talk like this and be myself. So
don't cheer for that. Those were better times. Yesterday.
I'm actually out here right now because I'm in a current lawsuit, court case, because my life is at risk. And I'm going to explain why that happened.
They're suing you to death?
Explain exactly why that happened. So, because of my autism, my grandmother passed away of cancer in 2019. And I wanted to be a singer. I was always performing when I was younger, not at a professional level. I've always wanted to also run for politics and become president of the United States. So, I'm 23 years old. This is only the beginning of my career. But I'm going to say about 5 minutes, maybe less. I'm hoping it's less. But this is a very, very serious situation. I started doing about 3 or 4 covers, and it took social media by storm. And I want to say within 6 months, I was gaining per week 20 million views on social media per week. And now here I am, 3 years later at 600 million views and a lawsuit that could put my life at risk. So I came out here.
He's just rambling. He's not saying anything cohesive. He's just rambling on about facts.
You could just go online and look up Sony Music contracts and find something. What ended up happening is they wanted me to go onto TikTok Live. I went onto TikTok Live, started my platform. That was around the time when I was gaining about 20 million views per week. During this entire time, they ended up getting me to go onto TikTok Live and go completely new online. And at the time, there was 3,000 people.
I shouldn't laugh at that, but Jesus.
People in that live. And it went worldwide viral. It was like an audition for a regular adult shoot that was going to help my career blow up. They said,
somebody take the mic from this man. He yapping. He's just yapping. He ain't cooking shit!
It seemed like since the release of Roaring Thunder, Daniel's delusions had grown even more. Trolls would send him threats every day, and Daniel took them extremely seriously. He was terrified that cars were following him around, people were watching him, and that somehow he was going to get hurt, blaming his managers, government caretakers, everyone but himself for lack of safety. He was told—
Does he not want help? Does he not have health insurance or something?
By many people in his life that he should no longer be online. But despite all of this, Daniel saw the need to continue. Daniel's delusions would be deepened even further when in July, Something More, Daniel's second song, would be released, once again funded by Bob Proctor. This would also be around the time that one of Daniel's more infamous managers would step into the picture, a man named Oxus, or Ox for short. Ox would pay for food, hotel rooms, and even accept donations for Daniel. But this wouldn't last long, as Daniel was about to find new housing and end the first homeless arc. On July 20th, 2022,
that's
the Pink
good.
Room arc begins.
W housing.
Extremely short arc, Daniel managed to buy a new pair of $400 headphones, as well as produce the toothbrush—
W headphones, honestly, you know? Everyone spends their money how they want to.
And pencil incident, which I will not be discussing here. They are absolutely vile, and I don't think they add anything to the story, really. Trolls
Perfect, thank you for sparing me. I don't need to look further.
Daniel's increasing instability got him to do some horrific things during the Pink Room saga. He would destroy a number of electronics, but the thing that got him thrown out of this group home only 7 days after arriving was that he put a ton of holes in the walls. Let me just show you some of the damage that Daniel did to this place.
You can't be doing that, man. Oh my god.
On July 27th, 2022...
Bro, what do you actually do, though, if somebody is, like, doing that? I have no idea.
Began, and it would start off with a bang. The fake nuke rank was set up by Daniel's manager, Ox. Daniel was made homeless just a couple days previously when he had put holes in the Pink Room's walls, and in an attempt to raise money for Daniel, Ox would set up a donation limit for a stream, which would result in Daniel being pranked by being shown a fake news broadcast saying that China was going to launch a nuke. Upon hearing this, Daniel ran to the front desk and began to warn everyone of the impending disaster, coming back only to be told by Ox that it was a prank, leading Daniel to declare war on him.
Whoa! I remember whenever this sound would come on the TV at nighttime, my sister would freak the fuck out, like the world was ending.
Hey, maybe a test.
She would think Anonymous is coming from 4chan to fucking get her in her sleep.
We are Anonymous. We are Legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us. We are Anonymous.
Her words, not mine. I'm not an idiot.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Where did you just go, Dan?
Well, you know.
To the lobby.
Let me tell you.
What did they say?
They're trying to find it.
Dan. Oh God. Okay. It was a prank, Dan.
Wait, listen to me now.
Stop pranking this guy.
You kicked out of this hotel tonight. I told them that it's all over the news. Channel 18. Fuck the CNN. Don't ever do that again, or you're getting fired.
Okay.
You know what? Goodbye. We're done for the stream time. You f***ed it up. I am furious.
Ox is fired.
He's pissed.
It would also be this time that the real Tina Vanderwall, mother of Grace, would get in contact with Daniel via his comments section. She would state that her and her family took Daniel's stalking very seriously and had reported it to the proper authorities. She begged Daniel to leave Grace alone and receive mental health services. Daniel profusely apologized, only wanting to talk to Tina more, not grasping what she was truly asking of him. Realizing that Daniel would never understand, Tina cut all contact. and no one from the actual Vanderwall team has spoken to Daniel since. Daniel would spend a couple of months wandering the streets of Colorado once again, occasionally staying in hotel rooms paid for by fans and Ox. Daniel would make content often consisting of what he was getting for dinner that night or filming himself walking somewhere, which would become the new norm for Daniel Larson content. He would also ramp up the posting of his community tab, which he has been known to do hundreds of times a day. Daniel will post constant updates to his YouTube community tab, and they could be anything from him discussing the stock market to posting absolutely disgusting photos. The second homeless arc would last until October 2022, when Daniel was sent to live with someone called Miss P in group housing. Miss P's group home had a number of other patients living there, and Daniel was known to be quite disruptive, especially with his online presence. And because of this, once again, Daniel was almost immediately kicked out of this housing. But it didn't go quite that simply, because he had one of the biggest meltdowns that he has ever had over this. Referred to as the October meltdown, Daniel would get extremely confrontational with staff before putting a bunch of holes in the walls. Police were called, and Daniel was kicked out to be homeless once again. Here are some of the craziest moments from the October meltdown.
Robert said that you broke the window. Miss P has been dealing with you.
Robert's not trying to kick you out, man.
I don't think I have his number.
Robert's not trying to kick you out. Like, you don't have to record everything. Like,
I am required to for my company and for my protection.
Hey, you can't do that, man. You can't bust on.
Listen, so you good with him all that time? Hold on, listen to me. Hold on, listen to me. You said, listen to me.
You terrifying him?
Listen to me. Stop interrupting me.
It doesn't work.
Listen to me. You straight up, listen to me. You straight up.
Deal with that.
Dude, you straight up, listen to me.
What is even happening? He's just arguing with the group home people?
Listen to me.
Or are these his...
You need to listen to me rather than interrupt my goddamn shit.
No, because what you're doing right now is just... Hey,
Yeah, I can see how he would be disruptive. I wouldn't necessarily want to live with him either.
Listen to me.
No. It's over. You're gonna stop doing that. Hey!
You guys are not cooperating at all.
You're not cooperating.
You're not doing anything right. You guys are supposed to call my entertainment manager for security reasons. And you guys want to blame me for everything. It's not my fault.
Just blame you for the holes you put in the wall.
Oh no.
The reason why that's happening is because you guys are like blaming me for all my career.
Oh, you see your head?
You guys want to blame me for just the fact that I am popular. You guys don't listen to me. You guys don't listen to me at all. You guys straight up don't listen to me.
Yeah, we love you, bro.
But you guys don't listen to me. You guys call the police instead.
Because I
Dang, he's like obviously fake crying. That's crazy.
Help at all. I've even had meetings with my case manager about this. You guys don't handle this right. And then you guys got angry because I'm recording.
I mean, there's a lot of emotions being portrayed here, but that was just one of them.
Hold on, don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me.
I apologize.
Don't interrupt me.
No one's angry because you're recording. That is your legal right.
Exactly, and then she told me I could do it outside of this house.
Yeah, but because you can't record us. And you're
I can record you for my legal... You just said legal right.
Your legal right, but your legal right is canceled once you start recording us.
No.
You're not supposed to do that.
Well, you know what? I'm not on a contract. There is no contract because I never signed a contract.
So Daniel, you know that I'm recording you. I've been interrupted a whole bunch of times.
Well, I'm going to record it for my career purpose. For my safety. So...
Why does he say for my career purposes? What the hell, dude? That's so random and vague.
Today, the police showed up because there was a situation that escalated. Somebody was... I'm a singer-songwriter, so that's important to get across.
You and I have interacted a whole bunch of times.
I realize that.
Okay, so we don't need to go through this. I'm a singer-songwriter. I've got contact.
Okay.
What happened?
Okay, so I have an update. So I am now kicked back out, living on the street again. The police officer that showed up, that the Shield Foundation called, is the same police officer that has written all of my other charges against me. They have now wrote another one for $1,000, estimatedly. They do not know, but is what they said. They do not know, but they estimated it at $1,000. They refused to talk to my case manager, Reva, and they called me a liar about my entire management and how we're trying to get all this, sorted out.
But Daniel being removed from the house was only the start, because
I don't know if he has any management. What happened to Flexburger?
He would call up his mental health caseworker and berate them with insults, threats, racist remarks. Daniel said so much that the entire program had to drop him, as well as his caseworker getting pretty upset with him over the phone. This caused Daniel to fire up the camera and show us just how angry he was with his caseworker and the very organization who had found him housing in the first place. Keep in mind, this all happened the same day and is still considered part of the October meltdown.
Aaliyah, who is working the front desk at SHIELD, told me that I am not welcome to go home, and what I need to do is I need to go to the mental hospital. Aaliyah at SHIELD just
Aaliyah?
cussed me out and called me names and literally just partied on the phone letting me just scream at her. He's a bitch!
Jesus.
Jackass motherfucking SHIELD is motherfucking and they're escalating
this shit.
Oh
my god!
They just let me fucking scream on the phone because they were telling me that I was a bitch and now I'm a liar. You guys bitches, motherfucker! The fucking SHIELD Foundation just started like clapping at me and screaming at me on the phone, calling me a bitch after the liar, and I just broke a window in public because of this shit.
This would mark the beginning of the third homeless arc, and as far as I know, Danny never received group housing again. He had caused so much damage and issues within the system that they will no longer work with him. And Colorado is known for providing good services.
It seems like the only time he gets people to talk to him is when he's online, causing a ruckus, or when he's in real life getting facing the consequences of whatever he's done. So yeah, that's a pretty fucked situation. I mean, maybe if you can't go to a group home, maybe you should just go to jail? I don't know. I don't really know.
To people like Danny. One of the better states in the US, in fact. Danny burning all of these bridges is almost unprecedented. And this third homeless arc would be much rougher than the previous two. It would all start with Daniel meeting up with some fans, who would get him to consume some of the devil's lettuce, as well as abandon him in Colorado Springs, 70 miles away from where he previously was. Daniel would walk 22 miles before being picked up by a sympathetic fan, as he had to make it back to Denver, where he knew things were. During this time, Daniel was also hospitalized for claiming he could not feel his legs. Chalked up to nerve damage caused by hypothermia, Danny has suffered some very cold nights on the streets. A far cry from the previous two arcs where he was put up in motels every once in a while. Nothing more of note would happen until December 10th. One of the most disturbing instances in Daniel Larson history would occur. Daniel would start the day leaking the location of the motel room that he was staying at, leading trolls posing as motel employees to threaten Daniel. Daniel is in the car with Bob while he is receiving all of these threats and proceeds to have a meltdown, culminating in him attacking Bob. Here is the December 10th incident.
Get out of my car, Daniel! No! Get the hell out of my car! God damn! Get out of my car! No! You don't understand! You don't understand! Stop me! Get out of my car! Stop! The motel threatened to kill me! The motel threatened to kill me! The motel threatened to kill me!
Please.
No, the motel threatened to kill me! The motel threatened...
Okay, the scuffle with Bob goes on. Does anything happen? It's all blurred, so I mean...
No, you're not
I assume
helping me. You're not helping.
You're hitting me.
This just continues?
The motel threatened to kill me.
While some may have thought that this could have been the end of Bob and Daniel's relationship, it was not the case, as days later Bob would pay to have Danny sent to Los Angeles, California, beginning the travel arc.
For
Upon
why?
arriving in Los Angeles, Daniel would host fan meetups.
This man should not go international.
Claim he was being followed, and contract
Or national. Or anywhere.
Babies, being diagnosed
straight to jail.
Flesh-boring mite around the end of 2022. After being diagnosed with scabies, Daniel made the willing decision to go to Disneyland. He would meet up with a couple of fans who didn't seem to know about the darker side of his lore and travel all around the park. As previously stated, he had been diagnosed with scabies only days earlier. Daniel would ring in the new year by getting arrested for dining and dashing from a cheesecake factory. But even though he was arrested, he faced no consequences for these actions. In February, Daniel would travel
Nothing of value was lost, dude. Cheesecake Factory? Turn the lights on in that place. Am I fucking right, guys? Why is it so dimly lit? There's a whole quest of a menu I'm trying to read in this bitch.
Las Vegas, where he would have numerous poor interactions with casinos. Upon arriving in Las Vegas, Daniel requested money for hotel rooms, and ended up being kicked out of and banned from all MGM establishments, after doxing his location and fans calling in.
He got banned from Vegas, dude.
Having nowhere to stay, Daniel would find a casino bathroom to post up in for the night. Upon
I don't even
realizing
think it takes that much.
Security asked him to leave. Daniel refused, and this interaction ensued.
No, you fucking won't. You aren't gonna do shit.
Man, I hate when my friends fight. Not that I know any of you or am friends with you, but I hate when anyone fights.
I didn't do anything.
I hate when anyone fights right in front of me.
I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
I will never believe that from you. I'm so sorry. But it's just, I don't know. Maybe choose different words? You probably did something.
I didn't do anything. grab me like that, bitch! Don't grab me, I have no fucking camera, bitch!
Oh, he
Days
sounds
later,
like fucking Freddy Krueger.
Bitch. We'll see, bitch. Bon appetit, bitch.
Or Scary Terry.
Buckle up, bitch.
Man, he sure says bitch a lot!
You can run, but you can't hide, bitch.
Don't grab me like that, bitch.
Daniel would make one of the first threats that I believe put him on the radar of the FBI. He would claim to have left something in the casino that could cause a mass tragedy. All of which was, of course, untrue, but Daniel had made the claims anyway.
Why? Why does he have to make everything so serious?
And this was the beginning of a disturbing trend of him making these kinds of threats. Growing tired of Vegas, Daniel hopped on a bus and traveled to Texas, where his paranoia was on full display. Daniel believed that he was being followed, that people were out to attack him, and looked extremely nervous for the duration of the Texas trip. Nothing major of note would happen in Texas, though, and members of Daniel's new management team would decide to buy him a plane ticket from Texas to New York. Daniel was going under the guise of finally meeting Grace Vanderwall, but still had not shaken the paranoia that he felt in Texas. This led to numerous instances in New York, first of which being the April 3rd train incident, where Daniel kicks the train doors out of fear. Though it isn't anything major, I wanted to show you because I believe that it displays Daniel's paranoid mindset perfectly at this time, as he appears extremely nervous.
Okay, the airport security did see me. This is a problem. They are thinking that I am currently being suspicious, with me being on video and panicking. Oh my fucking hell. Okay, the fans want me to go to a particular location. They're trying to plan an assassination attempt. I need security. I need help ASAP. This is serious. I'm under attack. Stop. You guys are fucking scaring me. Stop. Stop. You guys are fucking scaring me. Okay, I'm going.
I don't even know how this has gone on for so long. Like, he has to commit a crime at some point. I feel like he'd get caught, like, I don't know, just sleeping or even something. I don't know.
Going to need to wait until somebody can send out security.
The day after all of this happened would be the bodega incident. On April 4th, a couple of trolls decide to follow Daniel around a New York bodega. They follow Daniel around the store, ask him a couple of questions, and of course he runs away telling them he's going to call the police. After recording him for a couple of minutes, they decide to leave. It is after they leave that Daniel hops on a Discord call with members of his management, and this call captures Daniel getting into an altercation with the bodega employee. After Daniel attacked him, he absolutely laid him out. It was so bad that Daniel ended up in the hospital.
Jeez.
Need to walk out right now. Yes, the police are on their way. You wait for the police to come. Let's go. I'm not going to do that because the police told me to wait here. I have you on film. I have you on film. Get out. 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 I have you on film, bitch. I have you on film, bitch. The police told me to wait in there, bitch. No. No, because you hit me. You hit me in there. Let him out. Let him out. You hit me in there! So of course I'm gonna self-defend myself! Bitch!
Why? He's literally just Freddy Krueger, dude. This man is a menace to society. And he's a racist, though, so I can only feel so many ways, honestly.
Wait in there.
So,
oh my
this is
God.
what I look like after I got assaulted by
well, okay.
By two fans in New York City in 2023. Fortunately, I don't have any fractures that I know of. I did have a fairly good-sized cut on my nose.
Daniel would spend the next couple weeks in New York until another instance of note
Wait,
would
he met
occur.
World of T-shirts. Hell yeah, the dream team, dude.
Concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do. Now you're in New York.
And that one lady yelled at him for it one time, which I thought was funny, and now I'm just perma expecting that in all of the videos. And not much else, dude, but freaking Mean Brownie's gonna teach us about World of T-shirts today.
Joshua Block was once known as a TikTok sensation who was, well, for the most part, well-liked on the platform. His quirky personality mixed with his active lifestyle and many frequent adventures to places such as New York City and around his Long Island hometown of Medford gained him many eyes around the period.
So he is from New York? That is where he born and raised?
He was a content creator who seemed to always have something interesting going on and would always have some way of making things interesting for better or worse.
What is that?
Joshua has
this better not be another... Oh my God, that better not be Din-Din time. This guy honestly makes World of T-shirts look way more sane and sound and composed. Maybe he could show him a thing or two. Probably not, though.
Would meet up with another infamous TikToker, World of T-Shirts, at the behest of his manager, Michael Quinn. Daniel would reluctantly meet up with World of T-Shirts after much convincing, and the whole interaction was relatively uneventful, but I thought that I'd at least mention it. A week later, Daniel would have a meltdown that would lead him to throw his headphones into the Hudson River and declare that he needed to purchase a weapon for protection. The next day, Daniel was followed around a mall by fans, leading to this infamous clip.
Is that the Mall of America? Oh, God. That's where I live. I live in America. I mean, I think it's the Mall of America. What other mall has this many floors?
He doesn't like it.
It's possible. It's just some random one, I guess.
Buddy, come here, buddy.
Come here, buddy. Let me give you something here, buddy. I gotta teach you a lesson.
Don't fall.
Jesus Christ.
Buddy, calm down. You want me to call security? You just punched the machine.
Leave before I get the police on you.
You punched the machine.
Anything on social media, you will be f***ing sued.
A couple of days after this clip is taken, the travel arc ends and Daniel returns to Colorado. During the travel arc, he went all around the United States right after he had been diagnosed with scabies. Daniel embarked on this whole trip in an attempt...
Are you a pirate? What? That happens? What is that?
to meet up with Grace.
Scabies is caused by tiny mites that burrow into the skin. It's an itchy skin rash. Yummy. I'm a little mite myself, going through the skin of the YouTube algorithm. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're enjoying this reaction video.
Which trolls told him would be at nearly every location he visited. During this trip, Daniel was extremely paranoid. He had a ton of meltdowns, and I believe it is because he was in unfamiliar territory. He was homeless in Denver long enough to know what was going on there, but in all these other places, they're new, and this caused the paranoia to spike. But even though Daniel was home, it did not mean that the trolling was going to end, because on May 25th,
the trolling will never end.
Would take place. Daniel would be found by a troll at an ice cream parlor, and after going in to confront him, he would have a meltdown, proceeding to be kicked out of the ice cream parlor and to scream the N-word. Here is the footage capture.
Do that.
I'm security.
No, I'm serious. Why are you taking pictures of this man?
I'm security.
John Summit. Police are on their way. John Summit. I'm going to need to ask you.
Daniel, John Summit told me to ask you if you showered anytime yourself.
Okay, I'm going to need to ask you guys to leave.
You still smell like poop. Hey, don't charge me, Daniel.
It's like, you can't kick me out. I'm kicking you out. And I'm getting kicked out for the worst reason now that you're kicking me out. All bets are off now. It's just the logic is flawless, honestly.
Okay, I'm on the phone. Get out of the house. You have a white bear in your house. Oh, shit.
Jesus fucking Christ.
A couple days later, Daniel would make a series of threats that would result in the ban of his TikTok account. He would also make these threats in the community tab of his YouTube channel. It wouldn't be until July 9th, 2023 that anything more of note would happen. In a move that horrified almost everyone, Daniel managed to adopt a dog, a German Shepherd that he named Music. Almost everyone came together to try to do anything possible to help Music, reporting Larson to animal control constantly. Concern would only grow as Daniel posted more footage of Music, looking dehydrated and panting rapidly. Music would eventually be rescued by a concerned fan posing as a vet who was able to fool Daniel that the dog had a condition that they could treat. After putting Music in their car, they drove off. When Daniel had finally realized what had happened,
Music in the car,
he would run into a Walmart and have another meltdown, throwing things off the shelves, breaking stuff, screaming. It eventually got so bad.
Pattern of behavior, which I don't know. How do people not incarcerate this guy? He just goes around punching stuff whenever he gets
Daniel
pissed
got pretty
off.
roughed up in the process, as I assume he was attacking people. For a long time, we had no footage of this incident, but eventually someone was able to gather the body cam. Here is the footage of his arrest.
I guess they do. I stand corrected. My mistake. I should have just waited till the jump cut.
My dog. And then I got attacked in the parking lot.
Just relax. Just relax. We're gonna get figured out what's going on, and then we can go from there.
All right. Let's get it figured out then.
Okay. Here, I don't want to hurt your arm. So, till we get figured out, we're just detaining you, all right?
We're getting it figured out.
Fire in here. 3 Tom 26. We've got him detained. Everything's calmed down. We'll start with the 3 we've got. Figure out what we got going. You can fire. There we go.
Yeah, she's waiting for me first. There we go.
You'd be more comfortable sitting up? You can sit up. It's like 30 times into this before it get worse, right?
I will say, since I feel like I've done a lot of like trying to be good faith to Daniel during this reaction, he does seem like the way he acts is kind of like a little weaselly and manipulative. Like whenever like he'll like hit something and then start recording and be like, what are you doing? Trying to get the reaction, like obviously on purpose, trying to make it look like they're the crazy one. It's like everything he does is so intentional that it's like he's very like unlikable on top of everything else, which, yeah, I don't know, just...
What's your name, bud? Daniel? Daniel, what's your last name? Larson? Take a couple breaths for us. The only way we're going to be able to figure out what's going on is if you can calm down and tell us, all right?
After Daniel was eventually released, he learned that the Walmart would be pressing charges, and in a rage, Daniel called 911 to threaten various government buildings. By now, the FBI was well aware of Daniel Larson and had begun the long process of building their case against him. But for now, Daniel was free and allowed to roam the streets again. He would even turn down another housing opportunity because they had the condition of no internet access, claiming that it would be impossible for him to advance his career. Daniel would also grow a hatred for singer-songwriter Jacob Sartorius, who the trolls told him was in a relationship with Grace Vanderwall, fabricating numerous pregnancies and marriage attempts. Daniel would also grow a hatred for Grace over this. After a fake Grace had sent him a threat, Daniel would proceed to make various threats of his own, saying some pretty...
Dude, my favorite Jacob Sartorius was Sweatshirt, if you guys aren't familiar. It's kind of a throwback before he was emo or whatever. Which, I mean, more power to him. What's there not to be sad about? Clothes! You wear them! We all wear clothes! No, we're kicking it at the crib!
But I think you some.
Like my sleeveless sweatshirt vest. Damn, that's wholesome. You can tell your friends, but this stinks like Jacob. All right.
Pretty horrific stuff, foaming at the mouth.
Imagine beefing with him.
2 days later, Daniel would have another fight with Bob. Bob requested that Daniel did not film while he was in the car with him, even asking Daniel to put his phone in the center console. Daniel did not comply and began filming for what he claimed was his safety, eventually getting so worked up that he attacked Bob.
Heard that one before.
I wasn't going to film, but since you have a problem with me bringing my phone in the car, okay, now I'm going to film, because that's my legal right. Okay?
That is not, I don't think. I don't even know if you're in someone else's car, but I don't know.
So, you're causing this issue to yourself.
What a fucking asshole.
You are literally causing this issue to yourself. And I guess I will go without dinner now, because you have a problem with me even bringing my phone with me, which is my fucking legal right. You are crazy. You are never helpful anymore. All you do is cause issues. You told me not to be on the phone in the car. I wasn't.
I said turn off your phone and put it in the console, and you said yes.
I'm not going to put it in the console, but I will be more than happy to stay off my phone and turn it off. You had a problem with me, like literally having it on my seat. The phone was literally turned off. Okay? I just turned it on to film this because you had a problem with that. I'm now filming for my protection. This is ridiculous. You are so
You got
stubborn,
that right.
like I was saying before. So, are we going to get dinner, or are you taking me back to the motel and I'm just going to not have anything for dinner? And I'm not going to eat today at all. And I guess I'll starve tonight. So what is it?
Get out.
I'm not going to do it. Because I have my phone...
Get the f*** out of my car!
Oh my god.
Okay, don't f***ing grab me.
Want me to break your arm?
If you break my arm...
Get the f*** out of my car!
Okay, then let go of me, f***er. If you f***ing hit me, holy f***, where did my phone go? Where did my f***ing phone go? Oh, you are hitting me!
You're hitting me! God damn it!
You hit me first, bitch!
Get out of my car!
Oh my god.
I'm not playing these games with you!
It's like his fucking catchphrase, dude.
Holy f***ing hell, bitch!
Not that it's the most original one, like freaking Jesse Pinkman uses it too.
I wanted to leave them on the counter, bitch!
Oh, and freaking check out these hats at lonniedos.com, dude. Wow. Whoops, I turned the lights off. That's my bad.
Don't grab me like that! Don't f***ing grab me!
Quit hitting me!
You hit me!
No, you hit me repeatedly! Don't
Then let go of me!
get out of my car! Quit hitting me!
You hit me, so I have a right to defend myself!
Get out of my car!
He always gets the worst angles.
Get open the door and you'll find it. Get out of my car!
What am I looking at right now? Is he in the trunk?
No!
Let's skip ahead a bit.
Over with his car.
He's still talking about the car. Okay.
Oh, just ran me over.
He did what?
Bitch. Bitch, Bob is a bitch. Bob is a bitch. Bob is a bitch.
All right, you're running the catchphrase a little dry here.
You hurt me.
After putting holes in the drywall, Daniel was reported to the hotel and swiftly kicked out. The next major thing to happen would be known as the first college arc. Daniel would travel to the University of Colorado Boulder and claimed that he was enrolled in classes. Little did he know that he was being trolled by members of a fraternity. They would take him on dorm tours, let him tag along for parties, and even coach tennis matches. But the most major thing to happen was the troll posing as Deion Sanders, aka Coach Prime. Deion Sanders is the coach of their college football team, and this troll had convinced Daniel that Deion wanted him up there at the next rally. Fully believing this, Daniel attempted to go in and was of course denied by security. Days later, after another attempt, Daniel would be arrested for striking a security guard. It was around this time that Daniel also got his infamous reverse mohawk, given to him by a couple of trolls who he assumed would shave his head, but ran off soon after giving him the mohawk.
What the
Daniel
fuck?
would also mention being contacted by the FBI about his previous statements. The legitimacy of this being a troll or the actual FBI will always be up in the air. The college arc would finish with nothing of note besides Daniel's arrest and subsequent release after the assault of the security guard. Daniel's delusion was on full display during the college arc, truly thinking that all of these trolls had his best interests in mind. The next major thing to happen would be on November 10th, and it would be the Panera Bread incident.
Oh,
After
no.
arriving to eat in a Panera Bread,
Nothing good happens at Panera Bread. Who gathers around in a dimly lit room that looks a little bit too much like a house to even justify going to eat stale bread in silence like it's a damn library, dude? The vibes are off, I'm just saying. And then you see this guy in the corner.
Daniel's fans would call the place,
Like, that's my
resulting
neighbor.
in him being kicked out. Only Daniel didn't make it that easy.
He lives on my porch.
At the time, his biggest public meltdown.
People are causing the situation. Stop telling me, bitch! I'm not gonna cancel you. I'm not gonna cancel you. Try me. Try me. Try me. Try me. Try me, bitch. Try me, bitch. Try me, bitch. Try me, bitch. I will murder you. I will murder you, bitch.
This guy just needs to be in a straitjacket 8 hours, 12 hours a day. I don't know. Like, he's dangerous. And no one's helping him.
Banter leaking my location, bitch. Banter leaking my location, bitch. Banter leaking my location. Anchor. I've been recording. Fans are leaking my location. I'm saying it. I never put hands on you, bitch. I never put hands on you, bitch.
You love the microphone, buddy?
Whoa. I never assaulted you. Step back right now. I never assaulted you.
You skipping my video?
I never did anything.
This is fucking little Papa.
In the aftermath of this event, Daniel is banned from all Panera locations for 1 year and threatens Bob once again. Daniel is also noted to have been in and out of the homeless shelters at this point. Makes sense because the Colorado winters are not known to be mild. During this time, Daniel would continue to make his TikToks walking around the city and posting hundreds of times a day on his community tab. On December 10th, the Olive Garden incident would occur. Daniel would enter the restaurant requesting a large table for him and the Vanderwall team who would be meeting him there. Trolls had already called the staff, so they told Daniel to wait for Grace and they would seat him then. While in the waiting area, Daniel is convinced by trolls that the Olive Garden is part of a massive conspiracy that is out to distribute illicit photographs of him, stating that there is a machine.
I mean, they are part of a conspiracy to sell the cheapest food in the world for the most egregious prices and markups. Just think about it, dude. Spaghetti's like $0. It's free outside. 2 cents. And they sell it for $29.99.
Machine in the back that is printing these photos for distribution. Upon hearing this, the Olive Garden manager asks him to leave, and in response, Daniel pulls the fire alarm.
I'm performing a citizen's arrest, so the FBI is outside. I have more than enough photos coming in. Okay? I'm arresting every single person here. I'm arresting all employees.
You actually did it, dude. Nobody does a citizen's arrest anymore. It's a very underutilized tactic. You can do this. If you see a crime, don't just call the cops. Arrest them yourself. Loomis, you're under arrest for being too cute. Wee woo.
We'll take pictures of celebrities, right? Right, but you were back in back. Yes. Printing off documents. I was. You said that and it's on video. I was printing off documents? Yes. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm gonna ask you to come over here actually. Over here.
very nice. Like, that's what I'm telling you. You're not going to be correct.
I am legally required to.
No, you can actually just leave now.
I don't have to leave. The FBI is here. I have photos.
Okay, sir, this is what I'm going to tell you. You're going to calm down right now. You're going to stop filming me, or I'm going to call the police, and they're going to remove you from here. I know that's what you want. I know that's what you're famous for on TikTok, but we're not doing that. You're going to curse at me again, or you're going to leave.
I never cursed.
Okay, sir. What I'm going to tell you right now is you're going to stop filming, and you're going to leave, or I'm going to call the police right now.
Go ahead and call the police.
Thank you.
I just got sent pictures and photos of Grace being assaulted. I'm not going to just sit here and call those photos fake. I got sent in from the FBI.
I'm going to ask you again on person. There's children in here. I'm going to ask you again.
I have photos.
Could you lower your voice?
I just got notified that Rick Yorn at LBI Entertainment, who is the CEO, has called the head manager and the CEO of all Olive Gardens, and you're fired.
Ain't no way. Bro just got fired on the spot. Citizens fired. I'm the boss now. Life hack. Become the boss. Show up to work. Tell him you're the boss now and work way harder than him.
All I listen to right now are DJ Khaled songs.
Really?
That's it.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's 3 DJ Khaled songs. The Rihanna one, the Beyonce one, and
Dude,
the Justin.
I can't wait for this guy to fucking die. God, dude, what a fucking loser. This is a good one.
To be fair, I skipped to the part where he doesn't say anyone's name specifically.
I'm gonna suffocate all your bullshit excuses, so you might as well unfollow me now if that's what you're into.
Damn. But dude, imagine, I don't know, man. Like, there are so many people who will read that and be like, oh man, dude, I needed this kick in the ass. This is good. And
This
like
is exactly what I needed, Gary.
5 minutes later, they're just like choking on Newport outside. I need some more Gary V.
Dude, Gary V, this is probably my favorite meme. It's him sitting there, it's black and white. He's very focused, driven. He's looking out above the skyline, and it says, it ends up the way it's supposed to be.
Isn't that, does it say Dash the Spice Girls?
Yeah.
He's got the market cornered on banal platitudes.
I don't remember how I got here.
Yeah, I guess
As usual, police let Daniel go with a warning. And days later, the Golden Hotel incident would occur.
Typical
Daniel was told that he would be meeting
police,
Grace
am I
there for a
right?
week-long reservation. After arriving at the front desk, he was recognized by the manager, who told him that the other stores in the area were quite familiar with him and knew not to serve him, causing Daniel to rage.
Yeah, but you were asked to leave our property. You're not allowed to stay here, and I'm going to call the police department.
I'm aware, but I just...
Please leave our premises.
I'm asking for the number that called.
I'm asking you,
because
it was indulged. It's been Woody's Pizza. It's been every... I don't care. It's been every business on the street.
I'm friends with Woody's manager, so...
They called us saying that you were causing troubles.
I haven't even been there in like a couple months.
Please leave, Daniel. I'm asking you to please leave the property. I'm not doing this with you tonight. I do not want to call the police, and I will. Okay?
Like, why would you call the police on me if I'm not doing anything?
Because I've asked you to leave. And
but I
multiple people come and tell us
that
you are causing problems in Golden, Colorado. I have people that are paying good money to stay here.
I did too. I did too. You're stealing my money because I've already booked a motel room.
I don't have
the reservation that you provided me, the confirmation.
I don't have anything for you.
There is nothing in there. There is absolutely nothing in there. We have asked you guys.
I have.
To tell you need to leave.
I have proof that I booked the reservation.
Let me see it.
I just read it to you, like when I was sitting right over there.
Read it?
Take a video of me for your stupid TikTok account. I'm over it.
She's over it. Just fucking leave.
A couple of other things that would happen in this time period would be Bob cutting off all contact with Daniel. Upon not hearing from Bob, Daniel would grow so concerned that he would call a wellness check. Bob would tell the police that he simply wanted nothing to do with Daniel, and they would relay the information to him. Daniel also claimed to have been contacted by the Secret Service and FBI about his comments in regards to Grace Vanderwall. Daniel would be followed by a drone that seemed to increase his paranoia even more, and to top it all off, he had a troll throw Mountain Dew on him in the middle of winter.
How are you?
I mean, that's pretty fucked up to throw a liquid on someone unsuspectingly. That's like a serious assault crime. Even if it's just Mountain Dew, it doesn't matter because you don't fucking know that.
Things were really not looking good for Daniel. Life on the streets was very hard, and he would have problems at the homeless shelter that would make him not able to always stay there. So he was crashing just about anywhere he could, eventually leading him to the Denver National Airport.
Would you let him stay on your couch? He does not look well.
Seeking rest, he would find a Canvas credit union. Upon finding a sleeping homeless man in their lobby, the employee called the police, who responded, simply asking Daniel to leave and find somewhere else to sleep. As always, Daniel refused, the whole ordeal culminating in Daniel being arrested for 5 outstanding warrants.
Just so you know, the gentleman that was in here with you
yes.
is the one that flagged me down.
Jeez, so he did have warrants for previous stuff, so I guess they are looking for him technically. He's just on his phone in the meantime. This is insane, dude.
Okay.
So, I do have a reason to talk to you, okay?
That's fine. I understand that.
Do you have any other personal property that's what's in your pockets?
I have my court paperwork.
Okay.
But that's it.
Okay. So in addition to the 2 warrants that we're going to take you on today, you have 3 additional warrants that are not extraditable out of Denver that you need to go take care of.
I am aware.
Okay, so that's 5.
And then I was
Jeez.
also, like I said, I came here to the canvas because I had
I'm
to.
going to tell you that's not going to fly today.
Imagine having 5 people that want you. Gotta feel sort of good.
Airport office is going to explain that to you, so we can keep going over that piece of information. Airport office is going to explain it to you.
So you flying out today?
I'm not. I came here to the Canvas Credit Union because I bank with them.
Okay.
And then I was waiting about 10 minutes until, well, it's now about 10 minutes, but I was waiting 20 minutes because I was waiting for the bus to downtown Denver.
Bro, just yapping.
I was aware of the warrants, and they are bench warrants.
And I was avoiding talking to the police, you know. I was on the run, you could say, but I was waiting for the bus.
And I was on my way down there anyways to go handle those.
Okay, so
I
some
had
would
to
say.
go to the bank this morning here because I got my debit card.
Okay, so I'm with airport operations. I'm not going to say that's official business, so you can't be out unless you have a boarding pass. There's other Canvas credit unions or other credit unions you can use. So you're being advised today of a Rule 30.18. If you come back
Rule
out,
34?
trespassing. Do you understand?
I understand.
Okay.
Are you going to unplug your, or we'll unplug it? Just go set up first.
Yes. Do you want me to turn off my phone?
That's up to you.
Okay.
I will leave it on.
Daniel was released shortly after this arrest, even though he had 5 outstanding warrants. And this would be far from the last time that Daniel would escape the clutches of the law. But for now, Daniel seemed more interested in what he called going back to college. No one actually believed that Daniel was going to college. We knew that another trolling attempt was in the works. This time, they had convinced Larson to go to online college, which was just a Zoom meeting between all of them. Larson would learn about the ancient history of Texas, Asia, as well as various other things, learning completely incorrect information along the way. While Daniel didn't have a meltdown in any of these, he said some absolutely hilarious stuff. A couple of days after the fake college arc began, Daniel would be fart sprayed and have a meltdown, eventually going to the hospital where he would freak out and be trespassed. This would cause Daniel to go on his TikTok and make threats against this hospital. And about a week after that, Daniel was arrested, but not for all of these horrible threats that he was making. It was for failure to appear. During his time in jail, he would have outside contact with almost no one but his manager, Clark. And on March 1st, when he was released, he got a new phone, started a new TikTok, and a new YouTube. Daniel would continue the usual walking around the city, all his normal TikToks, until the 20th, where he was picked up again for outstanding warrants, only spending 1 day in jail. A couple days later, he was picked up once again and released within 24 hours. This was 3 times in the past month that Daniel had been in jail, and none of the charges had stuck. People truly believed that he could get away with anything, and I think so did he, because he would pull yet another fire alarm at a hotel that he was staying at, for almost no apparent reason. Needless to say, Daniel Larson was worse than ever. He had been getting away with his actions for years now without facing any consequences, and believed that he could personally do no wrong.
And he benefits from it.
His mental state was worse than ever, due to him taking all the threats from the trolls seriously, and his lack of connection with the real Bob meant that these were the only people he had left in his life. All of these things would culminate in what I consider to be the greatest Daniel Larson freakout of all time. It is also what many consider to be the last. One day, trolls told Daniel that he had a job interview at a Buffalo...
Is he in jail now? I think I've seen like some titles insinuating that, but I haven't taken the time to look. I didn't want to see the ending if I never saw any of the other part, you know? I've avoided
Upon
it.
entering the store, he asked for the manager, who told him that he had to leave. I assume because he knew who he was. All of this, along with the messages of the trolls, got Daniel so worked up that he would have this meltdown, frothing at the mouth, making terrible threats against people, government officials, and buildings. This stuff was so specific and filled with hate that a lot of it I can't even include. But here is what I can show you.
Kill you! Kill you! Kill
Oh
you!
my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Hands on me, you liar! Bomb! Bomb! Bomb!
Kind of scaring me, man.
Kill!
I'm afraid. This man is glitching out.
Kill! Go ahead and
Yeah, this is not good. This is not good. I hope this ends with him going to jail.
make sure I'm home for the rest of our life. You did it. Kill. This is a message. Redacted.
Imagine getting redacted.
Kill.
In my opinion, this is the last nail in the coffin that the feds needed. This video alone could have gotten him some time, but with the case that they've been building, it's almost open and shut. And days later, Daniel Larson would be taken into custody, where as of the recording of this video, he still remains. Daniel was charged with making a series of threats against buildings and people. They date back as far as 2023, and his claimed targets vary from non-profit organizations to the White House itself, all of which can be backed up with video proof. Daniel's public defender tried to claim that he was being held unjustly, as Daniel has not been set a bond due to him being claimed a flight risk, and as of this moment, he is still being held without bond. He is also facing up to 60 years in prison, currently fighting a case against people with over a 95% conviction rate. And it's not just Daniel who is facing the consequences for all of these things. The people investigating Daniel's case have also been in contact with a number of his managers, particularly the most recent head manager, Clark, who has posed as Grace numerous times to get Daniel to do things. This is why I believe in the past, the feds were asking about Grace. They wanted to know who was directing Daniel and telling him to do these things. It is unknown what consequences await Daniel's managers, just that they are on the radar, and this has caused a good number of them to cut ties with Daniel. The only people still communicating with Daniel in prison seem to be Clark and the real Bob, who has decided to let Daniel back into his life now that he is behind bars. Clark would record a series of phone calls that he had with Daniel from jail, and as of the recording of this video, this is the last known footage we have of Daniel. These calls include Clark trying to explain himself, as well as get Daniel to apologize, but their main point is to drive home the fact that everything over the course of these past 5 years has been fake, that there is no Grace, no music career, nothing is real.
All of this has been, it's fake, man. I mean, I'm not Clark, I'm not a lawyer, I don't work for Interscope. Grace doesn't even know if she knows who you are, she thinks you're a weirdo, and yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, and I get some circumstances, but at the same time, you really are a menace to the streets of Colorado. I'm a 20-year-old kid from St. Louis in community college, and I know literally nothing. So... No, I'm in the middle of the most important call of my life right now. Hi, Daniel. Okay, so...
Sorry, before you say anything, I want to tell you that I am extremely sorry, and I want to try to fix our friendship.
I mean, it's not just... I feel like you have a lot of people to say sorry to, mostly, not just me, more like Bob and the restaurants and all the people that... Even Grace, in a way, for tormenting her and her family for the past couple years.
I agree, and I will take the blame, but I want to fix everything. You know, we all make mistakes, and... You know, we all make mistakes, and it's how we move forward. Right? And it's how we make progress.
I agree, and I know that Bob's been talking to you recently, so I hope you said sorry to him and everything, because I'm surprised he's even still talking to you after everything that went down.
I understand, and, you know, with Grace, I also understand what you said about it.
And that starts with me being honest, too, and I regret even all the fake Graces and all that. Yeah, that wasn't right to do for Grace, too, because I don't know her in real life, and I know she was probably not happy with people pretending to be her for the past couple of years. So that does start with us, too. But, I mean, the way you took it was a little too far in some ways, and, I mean, and I do think...
I do agree.
Yeah.
You know, we've been in contact for so long now, you know what I mean? I want us to be friends.
I mean, you do understand everything I told you, though, in the last call. Like, all of this has been pretty much made up. I know it's hard for you to know, but you got to realize that before the trial, before they think you're crazy.
Right, and, you know, I agree.
I mean, and
I do have to say that I do kind of know what my public defender is going to ask tomorrow, but I don't know if they're going to approve it this time or the next court date. But I do know that we're making progress in the right direction.
Okay, well, I think this was a good conversation, but everything starts with a couple sorries here and there. Do you have anything that you want to say to, like, everybody out there? Like, because I'm guessing people are going to get these phone calls through that, so you should, if you want to explain yourself to everybody on Reddit.
You know, what I want is I want an apology to the entire fan base, and not only his fan base, but I want, you know, an apology going out about leaving the phone call simply to relate everything at this point. You know, I mean, if we go into detail, it's going to be way too much right now.
True.
You know what I mean? And we're on a time phone call with, you know, money going through. I'm to a point to where, like, I want to try to fix this with everything, and I want the real truth to be heard.
This could be one of the last times that we hear from Daniel Larson in a very, very long time. I covered a man called Dimension 7 Yo on this channel, and he went to prison for a similar crime. He spent a year in there and has been released, but under the condition of a media blackout, which I assume Daniel will have as well. There are really only two possible futures for Daniel here in this moment. Either he is going to go to some kind of facility that can properly help him for the rest of his life, or he is going to go to a prison for a while. Maybe both, but the chance that Daniel somehow worms his way out of this grows distant by the day. The conviction rates are so high for a reason. They don't really charge you unless they know they're going to put you away, or at least strongly suspect that they can do so. Daniel has provided years of concrete evidence why he is a threat to the public, and why if he had any kind of resources, he might act on these things that he says. He is a legitimate danger to society and has proven it on multiple occasions. He has some extremely disturbing predilections, no reservations about doing something to you to benefit him, and absolutely no remorse. I have never seen it. Watching Daniel go from the young man that he was at the Tennyson Center to who he is today is absolutely disturbing. It will be hard to not think of the path that Daniel could have traveled, the one that he seemed to be on the beginning of when he was at the Tennyson Center. Things are so very different now. Daniel has done some absolutely abhorrent stuff, and claims it was all in a quest for fame. I guess in a way Daniel really found it, just not in the way he'd expect or understand.
Yeah, he's definitely an infamous figure at this point, dude. Freaking shout out to Kiwi Tapes. This is a very good summation and good documentation of everything that's freaking gone on. I'll link this full video down below. Thank you guys for freaking watching this reaction video. I do not know if I'm better or worse of a person for knowing all of this now. It was just a little sad, a little frustrating, and a little gross. I feel like there was some more like deplorable stuff that was cut out, which I do appreciate, honestly. If there's anything too gross, I don't even need to see it. How do you guys feel about Daniel Larson? Any strong emotions? He does seem like a polarizing character. Hopefully he is getting the care he needs behind bars. Thank you guys for freaking watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.